Alright, sports bettors, listen up. I'm not here to waste your time with fluff, fairy tales, or gut feelings. I'm here to tell you why the books are wrong, again. Cincinnati, Oklahoma State, total set at 138.5. And I promise you, that number is an illusion. First, let's hit the cold, hard facts. Projected final score, Cincinnati 74. Oklahoma State 69. Do the math, that's 143 total points. The books, they're capping it at 138.5. That's not just off, it's a setup. And we're not falling for it. Now, you might be thinking, but Natas, what if this turns into a slow, grind-it-out game? Let me stop you right there. You ever seen a team slow down when their season is on the line? Hell no. March is where caution goes to die. This is a win-or-go-home dogfight, and when desperation kicks in, so do the buckets. You know what underdogs do. They force the pace. They don't play to lose by 5, they play to win outright. That means fast breaks, sloppy defense, quick shots, and late-game fouling that turns those last 2 minutes into a damn eternity. Every whistle is a ticket to free points. And free points are free money. Now, here's where it gets dangerous, for the sportsbooks. That is, when a total is this close to a key number, they're banking on casual bettors taking the under. They want you to second-guess the over, because they know what's coming, a game that hits 140 with time to spare. But here's the thing. You and I, we don't fall for the con. We see through it. We play the truth, not the trick. And today's AI pick is over 138.5. Now, if you're looking for a safe bet, go check the weather. If you want the edge, the inside track, and the smartest damn play on the board, you're already here. Like, subscribe, and don't go anywhere, because we're rolling right into game 2.
Oh, you thought we were done? Please. Game 2 is on deck, and this one? Pittsburgh versus Notre Dame. First round of the ACC tournament, and let me tell you, this ain't just a basketball game, this is a war to stay alive. Loser packs their bags. Winner gets a shot at North Carolina. And we got the inside track on how this plays out. Let's rewind. February 22nd, these two squared off, and Notre Dame pulled off the win, 76-72. Pittsburgh was the favorite. Notre Dame didn't care. They were a 3-point dog, and they left the Panthers looking like a bunch of house cats. That's called setting a precedent. But let's fast forward. Pittsburgh just obliterated Boston College by 26 points. That's right, 93-67. They snapped a 4-game losing streak in the process, and you know what that means? Momentum. Confidence. A team that smells blood. But before you start counting on the Panthers, let me show you where the cracks are. Let's talk matchups. Pittsburgh's defense against the 3-point shot? A disaster. They're giving up 37.8% from deep in conference play. Dead last in the ACC. Meanwhile, Notre Dame, they hit threes. Not only that, they lock up the perimeter, holding conference opponents to just 33% from deep, 4th best in the ACC. And you want firepower? Notre Dame's got Marcus Burton. This man is on an absolute scoring rampage, 31.5 points per game over his last 4. Let me say that again, 31.5 per game. You think he's gonna slow down now? Hell no. In that 4 overtime marathon against Cal, he dropped 43. 43. Most guys don't even get that many shots up in a month. Pittsburgh's got talent, Jalen Lowe, Ishmael Leggett, Cameron Corhen. But talent ain't the problem. The problem is consistency. Pittsburgh is 1-6-1 against the spread in their last 8. The only team they've covered against? Boston College, who didn't even make the damn tournament. Meanwhile, Notre Dame covered 2 of their last 3. When the lights get brighter, they step up. Pittsburgh? They fade. So let's not complicate this. One team has the best scorer in the conference. One team defends the 3, one team is reliable, and one team is Pittsburgh. And today's AI pick is Notre Dame plus 4.5. Now, take a breath, soak it in, and get ready, because Game 3 is up next. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming.
Alright, you degenerates, buckle up, because Game 3 is here, and this one It's a street fight between the forgotten men of the Big 12, TCU and Colorado. Two teams clinging to life support, scratching and clawing for something to hold onto. The Horned Frogs sitting at 16-15, a 9-11 record in the Big 12. The Buffaloes, a disastrous 3-17 in conference play. If that doesn't tell you where this is headed, you haven't been paying attention. Let's talk history. They split the season series. TCU handled Colorado, a 68-57. But the rematch. Colorado came back and embarrassed them, 76-56. That ain't a loss, that's a crime scene. Julian Hammond, banged Dak, R.J. Smith, those three combined for 41 points, and they made TCU look like a damn JV team. Now, I know what you're thinking. Abaddon, what if Colorado's turned a corner? Let me stop you right there. You don't turn a corner when your record says 3-17 in conference play. You get a lucky punch in, sure, but what happens when the other guy gets back up? That's where we are right now. And guess what? TCU just got back up. The Horned Frogs are the better team. They've got the best defensive rating in this game. And you want to talk about what happened last time? TCU shot 31% from the field and 22% from three. That is not happening again. Trezarian White dropped 21 points in that loss. Where was the rest of the squad? MIA. You think they let that happen again? Not a chance. And here's where it gets real interesting. The books. They're begging you to take Colorado. This line is sitting at TCU -1.5. That's it. That's all. They're daring you to look at the last matchup and say, oh, Colorado crushed them. That's the side to take. But that's a trap. And today, we don't walk into traps. We set them. The AI pick is TCU -1.5. The better team. The revenge game. The books are leaving the door open, and we're walking right through it. Now, stay locked in. Game 4 is coming up, and it's gonna be a banger.
Alright, paisanos, listen up, because Game 4 is here, and if you ain't paying attention yet, now's the time to wake up. Arizona State. Kansas State. And this one? It's a setup. The books think they've got this one figured out. We're about to show them why they're wrong. Let's get the facts straight. Kansas State walks in as a 5.5-point favorite. On the surface, that makes sense, right? They've had the better season. They're supposed to handle business. But when you start peeling back the layers, this ain't as clean as it looks. First of all, Arizona State isn't rolling over for anybody. You know why? Because they play grimy, ugly basketball. The kind of ball that drags favorites down into the mud. They're not the prettiest team, but they fight. And in a game like this? That's exactly what we want. Look at Kansas State. They're the better team, sure, but how well do they actually cover spreads? That's the question. Because I'll tell you right now, they're a roller coaster. You trust a roller coaster with your money? I don't. And if you think Kansas State's gonna come in here and just steamroll Arizona State, you've got another thing coming. Because guess what? Kansas State doesn't blow teams out. They don't have that DNA. And then, there's the magic word, momentum. Kansas State's been shaky down the stretch, while Arizona State? They've been hanging in games. Battling, covering when they're supposed to. You put a scrappy dog in a fight like this, you think they just sit down and take the loss? Not a chance. And let's not forget, this is tournament basketball. Tournaments mean pressure. And pressure? It ain't friendly to favorites. Kansas State's expected to take care of business, but when things get tight, who do you trust more? The team expected to win? Or the team that ain't got nothing to lose? Yeah. That's what I thought. The books are laying 5.5. That's too many. And today's AI pick is Arizona State plus 5.5. This is a dogfight, not a coronation. And you know who survives a dogfight? The one who bites the hardest. Hit that like button, subscribe, and don't go anywhere, because Game 5 is coming, and it's about to get real interesting.
Alright, folks, we made it. Game 5. And this one. It's personal. Because what we've got here is a tale of two team zone that's locked in and one that's falling apart at the seams. UCF. Utah. First round of the Big 12 tournament. And when the dust settles, we're going to be on the right side of this battle. Let's set the scene. Utah enters this game in turmoil. Their coach. Gone. Fired. Their season. Spinning out of control. Their players. Trying to figure out what happens next. You ever seen a team in transition dominate a win-or-go-home game? Me neither. UCF. Different story. They've got stability, momentum, and a 7'2" problem named Mustafa Thiam. The last time these two teams met, UCF won 76-72. And Thiam, 18 points, 9 rebounds, and a highlight reel of block shots. Utah likes to score inside, but tell me, how do you score inside when you've got a skyscraper swatting everything back the other way? And here's what really gets me. Utah lost 4 of their last 5 games. They're barely holding it together. Meanwhile, UCF closed out strong, winning 3 of their last 5. So let me get this straight, books are making Utah the favorite in this game. By 1.5 points. What are they seeing that I am not? Because I'll tell you what I am seeing: a team that's already won this matchup, a team with a better big man, and a team that actually wants to be here. So let's not overcomplicate it. The I pick is UCF plus 1.5. The books are giving us the better team at an underdog price. That's not just value, that's a gift. And we don't leave gifts on the table. Now let's talk business recap time. Alright, let's rewind. 5 games. 5 picks. All backed by data, all with a purpose. If you weren't paying attention before, now's the time to lock in. Game 1, Cincinnati vs. Oklahoma State, over 138.5 fast pace. Late fouls. The scoreboard's gonna be moving. We're taking the over. Game 2, Pittsburgh vs. Notre Dame, 4.5 elite shooter. Strong defense, Pitt struggles from 3. Too many points to lay. Game 3, TCU vs. Colorado, TCU, 1.5 revenge game. Better defense. And a spread so small, it's practically a dare. We take the Frogs. Game 4, Arizona State vs. Kansas State, Arizona State, 5.5. Kansas State doesn't win big. Arizona State keeps it close. That's all we need. Game 5, UCF vs. Utah, UCF, 1.5. One team is in chaos. The other already beat them once. We don't ignore the obvious. That's 5 games. 5 picks. 5 reasons the books don't want you watching this. And if you liked what you saw, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in. Because tomorrow, we run it back. And trust me, you don't want to miss it.